What's up? It's T with Guardian Wraps, in case you didn't know. If you know me, you know I do vehicle wraps, PPF, all that fun stuff. But I actually wanted to jump on the bandwagon and start showing, some of our own personal builds and things that we're going to be doing, and hopefully doing more of, just to kind of showcase what I'm capable of doing and just kind of having fun again in the industry and, the car world. So I want to break things up into segments of the 2 cars I will be working on and a couple others that aren't here yet, and kind of just give a little bit of inside build process, what goes into it, and hopefully, gain some traction and see what happens from there. So the first car I want to show is 99 S15. This is actually my girl's car that I'm helping her build for herself as a OEM Plus daily driver. It's got a lot of miles on it, but it's actually pretty clean for having over 250,000 kilometers. And realistically, it's a pretty good candidate. There's no rust, there's no dents on it at all anymore. There was one dent when we bought it, but we got that taken care of. So, I mean, even the engine bay is pretty well taken care of. And we're gonna keep this relatively stock for a while. Potentially might be doing an RB25 swap into it. Depends on, don't boo me. Depends on a lot of factors. Realistically, we just want this to be a good daily driver. So a couple things that we're gonna be doing is, obviously we have a new carbon hood for it and a lot of new parts. So all new interior pieces, OEM aero kit, new lights, new wheels, and then obviously a color that I'm going to be wrapping it in. So we'll save that for the end though. The next car is actually going to be this one. So this is her current daily driver, which is an 06 350Z. Probably one of the cleanest 350Zs in existence that I know of, at least. So this is actually going to be for sale once we finish the S15. But for now, she just takes it to work. I brought it today because she wanted to take my car, whatever, that's fine. That one we'll get into in its own video to kind of showcase everything it is before we put it up for sale. And the last car is going to be mine, which is an S14 drift car, courtesy of Lee Monster Performance, hashtag. So this was actually a Prospect built car. So it's caged, it has everything. It's had a life. Also RB25 swap. It's got 4-speed dog box, radium fuel system, quick change diff. But this one, I'm doing a makeover to kind of basically just make it my own. So I'm doing the S14.9 conversion. So converting the front end and the rear end with the 2F performance kit. And that is courtesy of Drift HQ. That's gonna cover your front bumper, the side skirts, 2F's new front fender conversion, and the rear end, as well as the trunk skin for my setup. And I'll actually be utilizing the hood from her car for mine, as well as her headlights for my car. So she gets all the new, nice, new, pretty stuff, and I make it work. So that pretty much sums up what I have going on, or what I plan on working on. What I do want to do is start to highlight more of the cars that I have worked on. So some of the cars I sponsor, namely one, I've got Brian over at German Autosport, my friend Michael Thomas, and then some of the other drift cars that I've worked on, which I'll name later on once I get the okay for that. But I also want to highlight some of the more complex cars that I've worked on through my normal business time, and kind of showcase a little bit more between complexities, issues, and kind of bringing a little bit more light to the rap industry and the PPF industry, and just be a little bit more informative and realism. And then I also want to dive in a little bit more on the back end and doing a little bit more interviews with maybe some other business owners and highlighting the struggles that we go through with running a business itself, and kind of bring a little bit more personality to that, and I don't know, see where that goes.